Good evening. I'd like to call to order the 807th meeting of the City of Laurel Historic District Commission. The qualifications of the members of the commission, the staff of the commission, and any consultants used are on file with the city and are hereby made a part of each and every application heard today. The guidelines and procedures adopted by the commission are also made a part of each and every application. Each application heard today is considered on its own merits and is not to be considered as establishing a precedent for any other application. Agenda item number 1, Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Chairman Hayes.
Here.
Mr. Colquhoun.
Here.
Council President Les.
Here.
Ms. McSeany. Ms. Lubinecki.
Here.
Ms. Frazier.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Agenda item number 2 is the approval of the minutes of the regular HDC meeting held on December 19th, 2017. We have a copy of those in front of us. Are there any corrections or additions or comments? Hearing none, I'd like a motion to approve.
Margie, Mr. Chairman,
Okay.
second.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion to approve by Ms. McSeany and a second by Ms. Lubinecki.
Ms. McSeany. Ms. Lubinecki.
Yes.
Mr. Colquhoun.
Abstain.
Council President Les.
Yes.
Ms. Frazier.
Yes.
Chairman Hayes.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Agenda item number 3 is HDC 041-2018 for 595 Main Street, submitted by Chantell Doxie, requesting approval to install some signs. Can anyone hear? Please step forward to the mic, give your name and the details of your request.
Hi, my name is Chantell Green, and I'm here to service a hair salon. I want to provide, I've been a senior cosmetologist for now 25 years, and I love servicing, doing hair. I service chemical treatment. I do hair color, servicing hair color, and I also do provide straightening hair, perm, and I also service hair care.
Okay.
I really love servicing hair care because I see that a lot of customers have damaged hair, so that's my expertise on that end.
Okay, so you've moved into an office
Can
building.
you turn the gain down just a little bit? Do you know how to do that? We're getting a bad echo in here.
Okay,
Let's try now. I think it'll be better.
okay.
Okay, great.
So you moved into an office space in Patuxent Place, right?
Yes,
And you
sir.
just want to put some signage up there. It looks like, pretty much like the standard signage that goes there.
Yes, sir. And you see that they provided that, I gave that to you guys as far as the signage. Yeah, great. I hope that meets your standards.
You don't grow any hair, do you?
I'm trying to figure out how to do that.
You knew I had to say something, didn't you?
I would like to do that. I would love to give it a love.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we approve HDC 041-2018 for 595 Main Street as submitted.
And I would second that.
Okay. Madam Secretary, we have a motion to approve by Ms. Lubinecki and a second by Mr. Colquhoun.
Ms. Lubinecki.
Yes?
Mr. Colquhoun.
Yes?
Council President Les.
Yes.
Ms. Frazier.
Yes.
Ms. McSeany. Chairman Hayes.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you very much for coming tonight.
Great, thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Good luck.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 4 is HDC 042-2018 for 310 4th Street, submitted by Michael and Cheryl Dyer, requesting approval to replace gutters and downspouts. Come on up.
Hello, I'm Cheryl Dyer. I don't know if you want to say who you are, just let me. Yes, we need new gutters.
We know that guy.
They're all mismatched, and now we're going to have them all match, 6-inch wide gutters and 3x4-inch downspouts.
Okay. That's pretty straightforward.
And they're going to be aluminum, aren't they? Okay. It didn't say it, so I figured it was. They do make plastic downspouts.
It's a little more expensive.
Oh, yeah. There's no further questions. I'd like to make a motion that we approve HDC 042-2018 as presented.
I second.
Madam Secretary, we have a motion to approve by Mr. Clacoon and a second by Ms. Frazier.
Mr. Clacoon?
Yes.
Ms. Frazier?
Yes.
Council President Les?
Yes.
Ms. McStaney? Ms. Lubanecki?
Yes.
Chairman Hayes?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Good luck.
Thank y'all.
Fun.
I am recusing myself for the next item, turning things over to Mr. Clacoon.
Okay.
Actually,
Are
the
you
next,
leaving the room?
Yes, I am.
actually, the next 2 items, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Ms. Hayes, would you like to come forward?
Hi,
How are
Susan
you?
Hayes, 324 Montgomery Street.
Yes, ma'am. And you are requesting approval to remove a large pecan tree in the backyard?
Unfortunately, yes. We noticed a lot of dead wood at the top of the tree, and we've lost one limb which came down on the fence dividing property with us. It just simply was taken at the base of it and just slid straight on down. So we had the arborist come out and check and see that this is something that was going, and verify that this, sadly, this is something that needs to be.
When do you think you'll plan on doing that? Spring?
Yeah, I don't think we can do it before spring, just because, the extent that it's going to take and the equipment and stuff that they have to come in for there, so.
Do you have, you mentioned in your application you were thinking of putting in a tree in the future. Have you given any more thought what you might put in?
It's going to, not in our lifetime will it ever get to as tall as it is right now. But something in the shade variety, probably something in the maple family. The pecans were not edible, were there, except for the squirrels.
And they were messy, I'm sure.
And the squirrels like them.
Susan, excuse me if I couldn't, Chair. When they take the tree down, could you ask who the guy's taking it down if there's evidence of borers? We've got a problem with borers in Laurel right now, and they're attacking all kinds of trees. And if we do, if they notice that, they'll dispose of it in their own way if it has borers. But let the city know. We're trying to keep track of every tree on my property had borers in it. That's why they took all 3 of them down. And I think that there is a problem. We're just not, we think the tree's died, and it has, but there's actually other things going on inside the tree. Okay, thanks, appreciate that.
Yeah, when we had gotten the estimate, Manuel mentioned something about borers, but the
Yeah.
borers did not mention that.
Yeah.
So we'll.
When they cut it, they'll see them. Thanks, appreciate that, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any further questions? Margie? Charades?
Write a note. Mr. Chairman, if there's no, Vice Chairman, if there's no other questions, I'd like to make a motion that we approve HDC 044-2018 for 324 Montgomery Street to remove the large pecan tree in the backyard.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Can we call a roll?
Ms. Lubinecki?
Yes?
Ms. Frazier?
Yes.
Mr. Cocoon?
Yes.
Council President Les?
Yes.
Ms. McStaney? Motion carries.
Good luck.
My fault, I'm on the next one following.
Yes.
What, she doesn't need to be up for tax credit, does she?
She doesn't have to present, but the commission has to discuss and vote on it.
But she can have a seat.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the next item number 6 for a tax credit for 324 Montgomery Street, submitted by Doug and Susan Hayes for replacing roof shingles and rotting deck using GAF 50-year rated shingles and new plywood. It was certificate of approval 2010 or 010 2018. Cost of the work was $19,564.55. They had proof of payment for that amount, and they're requesting a tax credit for the amount of $1956.25. Do I have any questions about this tax credit? Do I have a motion?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion from Mrs. McStaney and a second from Mrs. Lubin.
Ms. McStaney? Ms. Lubinecki?
Yes?
Mr. Cocoon?
Yes.
Council President Les?
Yes.
Ms. Frazier?
Yes.
Motion carries.
And with that, I will summons Mr. Hayes back into the room and give him control of the gavel.
Where's the proper hearing? Thank you, sir. Okay. Agenda item number 7, tax credit for 331 Prince George Street, submitted by Don and Kathleen Dalphonse for replacing roof. We have the approval and the copies of the receipts. The amount of the tax credit requested is $1,746.97.
I would make a motion to approve that as presented.
I second the motion.
Madam Secretary, we have a motion to approve by Mr. Cocoon, a second by Ms. Lubinecki.
Mr. Cocoon?
Yes.
Ms. Lubinecki?
Yes?
Council President Les?
Yes.
Ms. Frazier?
Yes.
Ms. McStaney? Chairman Hayes?
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you very much. We have some in-kind staff approvals. Peruse those and voice any opinion on them. Okay, hearing none, we'll move to agenda item number 7. It's that time of year where we nominate and elect our new chair and vice chair. So we'll take, first of all, we'll take nominations from the floor, as it was.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to nominate Mr. Hayes for another term as chairman.
I'll second that.
And I'd like to nominate Mr. Clarkoon for another term as vice chair. Okay. We have a second. As long as we're...
Close the nominations.
Huh?
Close the
Oh, thank you, thank you. I'll now close the nominations for chairman and vice chairman. And we'll move to, we'll go ahead and move to the voting for chair and vice chair. Let's do it as one collective item. I don't think it'll be a difficult thing.
Just ask her to call the vote.
So,
That's all.
Madam Secretary, please call the roll for the...
Yes?
Yes?
Council President Les?
Yes.
Ms. Frazier?
Yes.
Ms. Mancini? Chairman Hayes?
Yes. Thank you. We're in business again. Okay, speaking of business, we have agenda item number 9, new business. So 22 Post Office Avenue, which we have pictures of, has been recently painted purple without HDC approval. The staff has informed me that they sent a letter with an HDC application to the owner. And looks like that was about 5 days ago. So hopefully we'll hear back from them. And otherwise, we just get to deny them any request for tax credit. And that's about the extent of our authority, unfortunately.
I walked by there the other day. And am I imagining this, or is the front of lighter purple and the side a darker purple? We don't have a picture of the front. No, that's the same as this.
Maybe it was...
It's hard to tell from the pictures.
Are they also doing renovations to the outside too?
They've done a lot,
Really?
yeah.
They've tried.
So like, it looks like some new shingles or something like that I can see.
Chairman Hayes, someone had called the department to let us know that the house was painted purple, so we went down there to take a look at it. We're not sure about the other renovations that have been done.
Okay, all right, thank you. Well, hopefully you can get them in. Keep us appraised of that.
A question, when you send something like that to someone, do you send them also a packet of information or something that explains to them that they're supposed to be coming before the HDC for a variety of work in their area?
Yeah, I sent them a whole packet of information.
Ms. Lubinecki, I think this property owner was in front of the HDC before. I'm sure if they go look at the file, they understood what was required, I think. I mean, I don't know who owns it now, if the same person owns it or not.
There's actually a new owner.
Yeah, I figured that.
Yeah.
Is anybody actually living in the house right now?
It appears so. I mean, there were cars that parked out front.
It looks like there's some building permit violations also.
I think some of that might have been due to its previous condition, what you're seeing here.
Yeah, that's from 2007, the front picture.
Oh,
So those are old
so
pictures of
this
what we
isn't
have.
current conditions of the
Yeah.
house?
No, this is just from what was there, it was white.
Right, so if you look at this second picture,
Right.
look at the next picture. There's still some pale wood things going on there.
And it's still raw wood in the back. Is that something that's a code violation of some sort?
The code enforcement department is actually looking into it as well.
Super.
They may not have a valid UNO for that. If I remember correctly, when they were in front of the HDC before, there was nobody living in the house. It had been vacant for some time. But, you need to go look at the file and let Mr. Cope and yourself take a look at it and figure out what we can do there.
Will do.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Chairman Hayes.
Thank you. Any other new business?
Potholes on Main Street. There's a big pothole at 6th and Main. I know they were doing some water repairs there about a week or so ago,
That is a big pothole. I know the one you mean,
and it's
yes.
getting bigger.
Mr. Kuhn, let me suggest that, I don't do the cell phone stuff, but there's an app you can download from the city. And if you take a picture with your cell phone and put it in the app and send it off, they react real quick to that. It's actually faster than calling Mr. Flemian or telling Rob Free, because they keep track of those things, as I understand it. They actually time them. I just suggested it's was it My Laurel app? Is that what it's called?
Right.
Okay.
I think so. And they react real well to that. Just a suggestion if you want to see some quick action.
Okay.
I remember that. There's chickens at 210 Patuxent Avenue, by the way.
Chickens?
Chickens. I mean, actual chickens. Like a chicken coop, and this morning as we walked past, there's a fence in front of the house and the chicken was kind of walking its way.
Duly noted.
Uh-oh, chickens in the backyard.
Yes.
Jeez.
That's what we sort of said, like,
That's pretty historic.
Where was it?
210 Patuxent Circle.
You
Like,
must have chickens down there. I can't believe one wandered from anywhere else.
no. I mean, somebody has a chicken coop. The house has a chicken coop and they have chickens. I don't know why they have chickens. I know it's not in the historic district, but
Is
They're
there
not
a
supposed
city
to have
ordinance on chickens?
I think we have a no chicken ordinance.
We don't allow chickens right now. It's been proposed
Right, but I
for
think,
the second time.
but I
I'm
think
sure that they'll pass that on to the code enforcement people. Let me just mention one thing. They had a water main break on Prince George Street in the 300 block.
right, that was a Lulu.
Well, the problem was, it was on top of the gas pipe and on top of the sewer pipe,
Oh, God.
okay?
Oh, so that's why the whole road was closed off.
Well, but most important, the contractor, whoever they were, they took it real seriously. They worked till 10 o'clock at night, came back at 6 o'clock in the morning. And then they went house to house in the afternoon when it was broken, handing out cases of water.
Really?
Yeah, because I spoke to Don and I spoke to Mary Sullivan, worried because she has all those kids down.
Right, yeah.
And now we didn't lose water because it turns out we're on the Prince George Street. No, the 4th Street
Fourth Street,
line.
right.
There's a line that runs down 4th Street. But those guys did really a yeoman's job. So if you get a water break and you lose your water, just keep on top of it. They're keeping on top of it. That day they had 50 water breaks in the northern part of the county, northern part of the WSSC service area. And they really did a good job, and we're gonna get another cold snap, so we'll probably get some more broken ones.
Does that line actually go down to the river? Because that morning, when the break first happened, because we saw it as we were walking, like at 7, when we went down, do you know where the little bridge is to, if you're looking at Avondale, and to the right, there's the bridge right there. The water was gushing down there, brown and almost flooding the area.
Right, if you looked in the hole, I walked over the next morning at 6 o'clock and before I went to work, there's actually a stormwater pipe that runs through there too. They had broken that to get to the water main pipe. I assume they fixed it. I don't know where that stormwater pipe comes from.
I mean, it was,
Yeah, but I'm sure that was, well, first of all, it started as a little leak. And then all of a sudden it did this, the road did this,
Oh,
and it erupted.
wow.
So thank God it wasn't days, just was
Right.
Short period of time that day, and the next morning, I think they turned it off a couple times. But they really, whoever the contractor was, I mean, I had to hand it to them. They were on top of it. So,
Nice work.
be patient if you get a leak in front of your house. But again, I mean, I'm sure that Christian will say something about the pothole, but in the future, I mean, that works best.
Okay.
Okay, that, my Laurel app.
Okay.
Okay, Christian, did we settle on the Goody Mansion?
I hope so.
That is going to be discussed tomorrow at the CRA meeting. I'm not sure if it's been settled just yet.
Okay, but the fact is we have it under contract if they haven't settled it yet.
That is true.
Now, is that not its own historic district at this point, correct?
No, it's one of the structures that was in the book, the study that we did, that's a significant structure. So the outside hasn't been changed much.
Yeah, I mean, the inside.
Okay, so the proposal from the CRA, last I spoke to Donna Prairie, was they were going to use it for meeting rooms inside. Okay, then there's a piece of property around back, and it was the wish of the endower, person that endowed the money, that there be some nature study areas back there.
Good.
So we lucked out on that one. I mean, they could have torn that thing down.
Well, is there some way we can put more protection on the building?
Well, I think that's something that has to be next, what we need to do. When's the next master plan review? 2 years, 3 years for the mid-year, midterm?
Probably about 3 to 4, probably for the midterm, but the overall is 7 or 8.
Yeah,
for
but we
the,
could do that at the midterm, make a suggestion that when they do the midterm review, we can make changes.
Right, but can't we as,
Well, CRA is going to own it. Nothing's going to happen to it now. The city, the Community Redevelopment Authority, and it's been bought specifically to maintain the structure. I mean, we could check with Donna.
Yeah.
I'll ask Donna. Donna is still managing the CRA. We changed the ordinance, and she remains on the CRA. But again, to answer your question, I'll check on it. We'll check on
couldn't
it.
the HDC go to the council and say that the Goody Mansion be included as its own historic district so that the things...
Well, it'll be a significant structure. But I think there's about a half dozen other structures we need to take a look at.
Right, I mean, weren't they, and there, I remember when Jim was still on the commission.
Yes, we did the study.
And there were a bunch of structures, and I don't know, you did not,
We did not bring any of them in yet as significant structures. They're not part of the historic district, but they're significant historical structures, and they have certain kinds of safeguards similar to a historic district. For example, the other one that comes to mind is where the printers are down on the boulevard in front of the other fuel oil company, because essentially that outside of that building has not been changed. Right there at what's the
RPG or something, is that the one
Yes.
you mean?
that is the last of the big mansions on.
Right. And actually, the house the structure that's right next to the railroad parking lot is actually quite old and should be.
Yeah, well, in fact, let me suggest, Christian, can you get a list of the structures that were included in that study? Not the whole study, because it's a big, thick study, but just the structures that were suggested to be designated as historically significant. I think there was 10 or 11, if I remember correctly.
okay, not a
Give it to
problem.
the Historic District Commission
Okay.
members.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
thanks, that'd be helpful.
Yeah,
No
maybe
problem.
It's a starting place.
Can we kind of go back into that maybe and
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely would love to do that.
yeah.
include Goody on that, right? Again,
Yeah.
Because the church in the Grove is another one, right?
St. Mark's, I don't know if St. Mark's was included. I mean, but we've
Should
got a
be.
half dozen churches that are pretty old in the city of Laurel. I don't remember which ones, and some of them are outside the historic district.
Right, yeah, and that one is, so.
Yep, well, we'll
Yeah.
see. Get the list together and give it to all the,
Okay,
thanks,
thank
Lyle.
you.
Appreciate that. Let Mr. Fleming know that I've asked you to do that, okay? Just so, as an information item, so that the new commissioners will understand what's been done so far. Thanks.
Super. Thank you. Anything else?
Motion to adjourn?
Sounds
Good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. Oh, no. Maybe we could do some civic engagement and have a protest of the color purple.
Really?
Not a heavily trafficked street,
Fortunately.
Thank you.